Okay, guys, welcome. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive on Genshin 6.0 anniversary event. There's a lot of things that pique my interest, and I'm just going to be breaking things down and discussing them in further details. So, first of all, the new area looks very interesting. I really like the aesthetic of it. It feels like a Wither Waste theme, like a dark area, a lot of dark stories implemented, probably going to happen in the story. That's the vibes that I'm getting from it. So the new area looks really nice. The story that is following with this new area looks very interesting as well. I can't wait to see how they handle the story. I'm not talking in this video to go over all of the story, but for what I see, it looks really good. So that's clear. So going into the features of this new area, we're getting new craftable weapons, which is to be expected. This has always happened for every new region, so it's not something to gloat about, it's not something to boast about, it's not something to use to attack other games about. So it's nice, but it's was expected, honestly. We we get a whole fleet of new reactions, which is the lunar reactions, and I want to talk about that in some depth. So apparently it seems like these new reactions are going to be tied to 5-star limited characters, which is unfortunate, but from what I've seen so far, it's pretty much on par with regular reactions. I don't know how they're going to balance this out. It's similar to when Natland came up with a new mechanic that only Natland characters can use, and Fontaine come up with this new mechanic that mostly only Fontaine characters can use. So I am not sure how I want to feel about this. It's something that Genshin Impact has been doing for a while. I could call it as predatory. I will say it is predatory because many people that hate on Genshin Impact will call this predatory. So I can label it as something that Genshin Impact did that is a little bit predatory. That is predatory. So next up is the combining story quests and Archon quests. This I am a little worried about because I'm kind of wondering how are they gonna balance this properly, because the story quests that they did for characters were actually fine to begin with, and the actual Archon quest was great as well. So I don't know why they needed to implement this. Zenless Zone Zero kind of does it. Wooden Ways kind of do it as well. I don't think it was something necessary for Genshin Impact to do. They didn't need to bring everything together. They just needed to make sure that the story was not all over the place and actually sticking to the plot and developing characters and progressing the story. That was all they really needed to worry about. This is kind of something that we have to wait and see how the story progress with this new type of format, and I think it does mean that there probably will be less polls for, like, if you do the story quest for a character, you get a different set of polls compared to regular. So I don't know how that is gonna pan out really. So the first banner we're gonna get Llama and Nahida, which is best value. I can see this as being predatory. You have the best Dendro character Nahida running with the best new Dendro character Llama. I'm gonna pick her up not because she's gonna be a new unit with a new reaction, but because she's hot. So that's that's the only reason why I'm picking up. For 6.0, for me, I'm not picking up teams or characters just because I want a new team. I'm just picking up characters that I really like. The one team, I'm not going into full details. I'm sticking to the script here. Next thing, we have the Chronicle Wish, where people will likely be going for Nilu. This Chronicle Wish has to do with Sumeru characters, and it's like perfect timing given that Hyper Bloom is gonna get a big buff, and guess who's getting the benefit from that buff? Nilu. So I think anybody that's using this Chronicle Wish is more than likely going for Nilu, 100%. And we can say it again. This is another predatory thing done by Genshin Impact. So so we have that covered. The next thing is the next phase of the banner will be Flynn's and Yelan. So I guess this is predatory too because Yelan value will go up with this new uh resurgence of Hyperbloom and like Lunar Hyperbloom coming up now. So Yelan stocks will rise, and so far is Flynn's as well. Is the brand new Electro uh, kind of sort of a DPS character. So we will see how that goes. But yeah, people are gonna say it's predatory. I understand that. The new artifact sets which are coming out, which is predatory as well. I didn't look at what the set actually provide. I didn't realize or spend too much time to figure out what the set provides. We have to wait until we get closer down to see what they actually provide. But really and truly, I think they're probably there to work with the new Natlan units, so we'll see how they do this. Noticeably from Genshin Impact, and particularly Natlan, there was not that much new artifact sets that came out. It was like two or four or sets that are kind of universal with a lot of characters from that region, and I hope they continue to maintain that kind of trend. So we don't have to be farming 6, 7 different artifact domains to get one specific relic for one specific character. Like for example, Skirk and Verisa's domain was a little bit sus in terms of it's only work for them, both of them. But I got maximum value out of them because I have Verisa and I have Skirk. I promise I wasn't gonna go off topic, but like it's a hard thing to do. The next thing I heard I know can help trigger both reactions, both lunar charge and hyper bloom charge. I don't know what they're calling it, but I didn't specifically hear anything of a 4-star character being able to actually bring up lunar charge or electro charge, and I'm a bit worried about that the ability to proc the lunar charge or the other one is going to be limited only to 5-star units. So if you don't pick up any 5-star units, you're going to miss out on this whole new reaction. So that I see that as very predatory. So I cannot defend Genshin Impact on that. That is definitely predatory, I guess. So you have that covered. So there's also new avatar frame you can get from beating local legends. So I can't wait for people to say that how predatory this is. I think people can clear like local legends somewhat with a challenge, but it is clearable. So I think this is achievable by everybody as long as they invested in their team. So I am not worried about that. It's a kind of fight that is not limited by time, so you will clear it eventually. You just need to be really good at all your fighting. So I think this is okay. It's the first ever for Genshin Impact. Um, Avatar frame. It's I really like what Genshin Impact is doing recently by when a challenge is really hard, instead of giving something like Primo Gems or something that people can rage up about and like say they're missing out, they're just giving away cosmetics, which is not giving an advantage to another content creator or another player compared to you. So I think this is okay. But people will say this is predatory. I completely understand that. Lunar Arc- Arcana. It's a brand new version of Imaginarium Theater, where the rewards are these special cards you can share with your friends. To begin with, that mode is going to be very, very hard for many people to attain. I did glimpse it. I think it was around 28 to 32 characters you have to have, something around that insane line, built to level 70. So I don't think there's gonna be very few people that is gonna be able to get all the rewards from this. So I do believe this will be predatory. The mood itself, I just think Genshin dropped the ball on this. They need to rework Imagine Theater a lot. Look at this in particular. In Honkai Star Rail, for their Divergent universe, when you go to clear it, you'll get all of your characters mapped. Like everything that a character is missing, the game will automatically just boost your character up to that specific threshold. I think Genshin Impact need to have something like that in this game mode in particular. The reason why, the resources to build so many characters up to the level required for this end game is ridiculously insane. And I don't know why Genshin Impact has not changed this yet, but I think they should change this. I am not touching Imaginary Theater until they implement some kind of change like that, because as it is, it needs a lot of work. A lot of work. Next on the list is the anniversary rewards. We are getting 10 polls and 1600 Primo Gems, one Elixir, and one Feather. Plus, we're getting a couch that we can sit on and move around with, and a robot pet. About the rewards, I think they're really good. 20 polls is really good. It's not the best thing out there. It's not, oh my god, this is amazing. It's decent. I will give Genshin Impact that. They did okay with that. So I really wish they can start making 10 polls norm for every patch, but we can only hope in that regard. But the polls, I think, is all right. There's nothing really much to complain about the rewards in this area, so I'm completely okay with this. Also, the gadget. Well, I did talk about it. The gadget that we got free, we can like sit down on it and ride around on it. They say I'm not sure about that yet. We have to wait until they come out to see and test this out. Also, we are getting a standard banner selector, which is good. I don't know who I'm pulling for in this, because I pretty much have everybody. That character that I don't want is gonna be added to that list. I'm kind of thinking either Kitchen or Mona, getting consolation for one of them. I or Tainari, maybe Tainari. So that's my three things that I'm thinking about. We'll see which one of them. Maybe Tainari, but we'll see. I think this is a good thing. I know many people believe that, yeah, this is a bad thing, that we shouldn't be getting this. Like, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Maybe won't use the character absolutely, but getting constellations or high constellations of these characters will come in handy in a whale event coming up later in this video. So our next thing, if you complete a character's trial in the past, you can just claim it in the future. I don't know why other gacha games are not doing this, like Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, Zone Zero, and whatever ways. But I think this is a good thing, because if I can clear it once, then I'm sure that, yeah, when this come around again, I just need to just claim it, and I don't have to go and worry about, oh, I have to go do this over again that I've already done in the past, and I just can't be bothered doing it. Like many of the characters recently, I've completely skipped doing the trial because I did it already. I just can't do it. And I'm talking in Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact and Zone Zero. So having something like this in all games would be really good and really, really good. I think this is a really good feature. Genshin Impact made. I absolutely love that. They reduced the difficulty in domains for co-op because they're considering about if a player comes in your world that is significantly weaker than is required to clear the content in front of you. If the if the difficulty is a little bit lower, it means that people will have an easier time clearing it. I can see people making this out as a bad thing, but I think it's actually a good thing. I am okay with this because most times, as somebody that's high up there, people will ask me a lot of times to come and help them clear this, come and help them clear that. Younger um, players that are just starting out the game and stuff like that. So having this difficulty lowered will incentivize people that want help to go out and seek help more to clear content they're struggling with. So I'm absolutely okay with this. I cannot put this in a negative light, you know? I'm completely okay with this. So the next thing on the agenda is seems like the treasure gadget scans all treasures in Nordcry and shows all. I know people complain about this in War. I didn't complain about it in War, and I'm not complaining about it here. I think this is good option if you are not forced to use it. So what do I mean by that? Like if you want to go out and get these rewards, find them by accident, for the exploration of the game, you don't have to use the treasure gadget. But if you don't want to waste so much time and like finding every single treasure and stuff like that, this will come in very handy. And the fact that it's like a one-time click and it will show you where every treasure is, I think this is absolutely good. It will be absolutely good for free to play if they want to get all the pulls from a specific area fast enough to like say pull for the newest unit. I think this is an absolute W for them. So I don't see this as something that is a negative. So good job for Genshin Impact for doing this. Next thing, you can now see the four artifacts on 5-star artifacts with three minor artifacts. This is big. This is really big. I really love this feature that come into Genshin Impact. This is Genshin. This is weird. This is Genshin Impact taking something that people have been complaining about in Wooden Ways for a while now and actually implementing it in Genshin Impact. I think this is gonna be really good when it comes down to your resource management, so you don't have to waste your your resources in artifacts that you know that's gonna be dog shit no matter what. You can properly figure out what artifact you want to use, what artifact has potential, and work with those. This is just an overall win for balancing your character's artifact setup. Recently, Genshin Impact has been doing a lot of good things when it comes down to making sure that people get a lot of opportunity to get better roles and better artifact sets, increasing their artifacts tremendously because we have now gotten main stat selector, sub stat selector, and artifact rerolls, which are very generous, which is insane. And now we have a settings, well, a new feature that allows us to see the hidden attribute before it actually get level up, so we can actually manage our resources way better. I think Genshin Impact did an amazing job with this. I have nothing to complain about, and this is really good. This is something that I want to see in modern ways as well. So that prompts the Genshin Impact, really good job there. Next thing, you can use artifact experience bottles directly to build the elixir meter to get one elixir per patch. I think this is absolutely really, really good because the first time you have to use those bottles and put them in an artifact in order to level the artifact so you can actually use that artifact in that area. Now I can like decide that okay, all the bottles that I get from my my teapot, I can just spam them all into this and then level up that thing very fast and I get what I want. I think this is a really good feature from Genshin Impact. Very well. I have nothing to complain about here. W Genshin Impact, very well. Good job. The next thing, the whole process of gathering butterflies and making condensed resin is now obsolete, as you can now just directly use double resin in domains. I think this is absolutely good. This is something that I know I've seen a lot of people complain about, and I think them finally implementing this is absolutely really good. And there's a lot of changes that happen to this afterwards, which I will talk about. But sticking to this main aspect, I think this is a good feature that they implemented. Means it saves you so much time from just going to a specific area that I normally go to, gathering some butterflies, going back to the crafting table, craft the resin, and then going to the domain and then using it. Rather, I can just go in, bam, go to the domain, use double resin right on the spot. Good, I'm out. That is really good. I have to say that is really good, and that's another W for Genshin Impact. That is really good. I really like that feature. Another W for Genshin Impact. Very well done. The next thing I want to talk about, and this is not really a feature but a tip. I suggest saving 5 right now. As next patch, your investment will increase because condensed resin will now take 60 of the normal resin to craft to give you 3 times the rewards. So save them up from now. The reason why I say this is all of the resin, condensed resin that you will have right now that you can craft for 40, you'll be getting 3 times the value when the next patch launch. So you'll be, well, how should I put this? You'll be increasing your revenue by 50% with that. So I think this is an absolute W for everybody. So I suggest everybody, when you're going into the new update, make sure you have 5 resin on the go ready. So it's good. Which also brings me, well, before I go to that, so as I said, it will make crafting these resin obsolete because you have to use 60 and then you're just doing it for 3 times the rewards. It, next thing, which also brings me to a predatory practice I saw. When claiming rewards, you can claim 3 times using primal gems. This may force people to try to use primal gems to do that. It's not worth it. Please, nobody fall for it. It's a scam. Don't do this because it 3 times the rewards don't mean that you're gonna get good artifacts. 3 times the rewards does mean 3 times the amount of disappointment you will get from getting bad relics. So I suggest just do the game as you normally do it because those primo gems are more valuable for pulling characters and pulling weapons if you're that invested to pull for a character's weapon in this game. So I suggest don't use that feature. Just don't. Uh, L for the for Genshin. L there. Like this is something to catch people out that are just too greedy. Don't go for it, please. In the first week of a character's banner, you can farm their domain stuff without daily restrictions. This is great news, but people will feel rightfully jaded as they want no restriction on it. So it's a good, but also I can see where this can cause a lot of issues because why not just implement this directly fully? Because this is Genshin Impact clearly saying that they understand what people are complaining about. we're gonna fix the problem, but we're also not gonna fix the problem. It's kind of a halfway of doing it but not doing it. So I don't know if I should give Genshin Impact credit for it, or I should just take credit away because they're giving us something that we want, but at the same time we don't want it like that. So somebody did talk about it in the comment section that it's like they're edging us, and that's, you're absolutely right with that. They know what we want, but they just really don't want to implement it. And I don't know why. Because thinking about this, in this situation here, this isn't affecting them as much. Like you, we oh my god, bro. I don't even know how to say this, but I it's good, it's good, but at the same time it's bad because Genshin Impact should just completely scrap that idea and just remove the limit from dailies. It's what people want. I don't know why you are not doing it. And given the amount of characters that are in Genshin Impact right now, I think it should be removed. I don't know why they're not removing it, but it should be removed. Like, I agree with people. I don't know if to give Genshin Impact like a half point on this because I think it's a half point because it's good, but again, it's like solving the issue, but not really solving the issue. The next thing I want to talk about is they'll be extending the duration of claiming the free 5 star. So I don't know how long, but I think this is a good thing. I absolutely think this is a good thing. I don't know if they're gonna keep it for one extra patch or two extra patch. I think it's likely gonna be one extra patch. So I think this is a good thing. Then again, it's a standard character, so I know a lot of people are gonna throw hate, like nobody's gonna use the standard characters and get your impact and stuff like that. But it's still a for each character, man. And again, it's gonna be very useful if you're planning to C6 one of these units with something that is coming up further in the video, which I don't want to. I think many of you. Okay, I can talk about it right now. After gaining a C6 5 star unit, any extra copies will turn into a level item that can turn any character you want to level 100. So this is a whale feature. I don't think it's worth it, and I hope how it I hope Genshin doesn't balance the game to level 100 units, because this process is not easily attainable. I am not sure if it works with standard units yet. It better work with standard units, which would give value to the loses of 50/50s. So this is what I was alluding to earlier. Like, if you can stack up with anniversaries on like 5 star unit or one specific 5 star unit to giving that character to C6, and then everything extra that they get will be likely one of these. But then again, as I say, I don't think it's that valuable. So Wales will be eating good from this, obviously. Also, Hoyo is going back to track on every extra copy a player has and just give it to you like every single time you hit it. I think this is a good thing for Wales. Again, it also just directly sends you the 100 to the 100 level. You don't have to use level materials or anything like that, which is really good again. But I think this is just a gimmick. This is just a flex. I've looked at the base stats and the 100 stats. There's not much difference between both of them. Not much significant difference. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. The only part I'm worried about is if Genshin Impact start to scale the game based on level 100 units. I really hope they do not do that, because like that would be insane if they actually do that, because it will make endgame so much harder to people, to regular people like you or me. So I hope they don't do that. So it's a W for Wales. I don't think it's something very easily achievable for free to plays. It will be easily achievable if you're unlucky and you get six key keys. But unlike me, that rarely lose 50-50, sadly, I don't have a lot of copies of a standard character, so I'm not getting this anytime soon. And I'm just not getting this anytime soon, so it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Next on the list. Oh, this is such a long list, man. Genshin makes a new feature that you can pick up a free copy of a five-star limited character. That is insane. I realize that a lot of people are not talking about this, unfortunately, but that is insane. For what I can tell you, you can gain a copy of a character you own from one of the following that are going to be rated up at a time, which is really cool. And they said it was up to four. I'm not confirming this, but I heard they say it was up to four. And if it's that is the case, then that is amazing. This is something that is insane. And it wasn't standard units. It was like limited units, which it is insane. Also, it has to be characters that you own. So it's you can't get like a character that you don't own. This is actually really good. This is actually something that is awesome. I don't know why Genshin Impact decided to do that, but and again, from the details of it, it's something that should be very easily attainable. We'll see how that works out in the future, but that is really good feature. Next thing, this has not even this special. This is not even the special celebration for the anniversary, which means that there might be more rewards on September 28th as it will get its own stream. That likely means more rewards may come. Don't quote me on this. It's a may. I'm just guessing here. Hopefully, we'll see. And the very last thing we want to cover is wondering. I wonder the thousand star shaped mirrors of Wonderlands. A new game mode is really good. It's a sandbox environment where creative people can make fun game mode for people to try out. This will be very well. I even have a game mode idea. I won't tell anyone about it because I know it will be very popular. This could easily be a video on its own. This is a very good mode to create fun game mode players will actually like. It's very funny because this is basically Roblox, and given what Roblox is currently going through with the PDF situation, it is very funny that this mode is coming out now. But I think this mode is gonna be good. I cannot say this mode is gonna be negative in any way because it's gonna give players a lot of freedom to enjoy a lot of creative stuff that people can enjoy. And I have a lot of faith in the community because they are gonna know what players want because they play the game. So I am looking forward to some amazing games that people will create. So I'm really looking forward to that. When I finish my generated content, I will share it with you guys and tell you what it is. But because I don't want people to steal my idea, like oh Genshin Impact stole most of Water Race tech in this stream, I I am not. I'm not telling you what it is. Actually, I'm gonna make sure that I write it down right now. So overall, I think this was a good update. I really think they did a very fantastic job in terms of Genshin Impact standards. This is the best one yet for Genshin Impact standards. Is it the best one out there? No. And that is foreshadowing to another video that I have to make. But no, it's not. I really appreciate what Genshin Impact did here. Fantastic work. You've knocked it out of the park, sort of. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I think it's not really good that Genshin Impact is knows what we want, but they're still trying to hold on to it to not bring out what we want fully when it's not gonna really affect them that much. And that's the funny thing about it that I don't understand. Implementing the things that we want is not gonna affect the game so bad. So why are we holding back on it? But anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is a long video, as I said. What are your thoughts on the live stream? How did it go for you? Did you think Genshin Impact did a good job here? Did you think they did a bad job? And I'll see you guys next time.